Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, I know that this is a very unique group, so I wanted to create something that was unique to you all. So this is content I haven't shared before, and this is a strategy that we use personally with our business that I think would be valuable for everyone, or I hope it is valuable for everyone today. So take notes, watch it back. It is if you're probably watching the recording, so be sure to like pause it and do this in your own CRM and your systems and be sure to implement it. So I am excited to just dive right in. This is all tactical stuff I'm sharing with you. So we'll just dive.
Yeah, actually, I want to say too, Elena, like everyone here, like that when you're taking notes, I'm gonna be shocked. Like if I gotta say this, like I meet a lot of realtors who don't even have CRMs, you know. So if you're a realtor that doesn't have a CRM, I gotta say that's the number one thing you gotta get, and then pay attention to this because you got to implement it. But I'm actually really excited to learn about this too because we're talking about like how people can, make sure they're never like missing their DMs, right? I'll let
Yes.
you kind of announce the title here because that's something even I'm curious about because sometimes I get like flooded with DMs and like, so I'm really excited. So, anyways, just wanted to say that.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to preface this by saying two things. One, this is a no fluff webinar. I can't stand them, so I never host any fluff webinars. And second, this is a very advanced webinar, so this is not for the faint of heart. We are getting very advanced here. So
Love
let's
it.
dive.
All right.
All
Take it
right,
away.
so we are making sure that you never lose any DMs, aka direct messages, ever again, and you turn them into clients. So this group is very much focused on improving your digital presence by creating content, creating videos, getting outside of your comfort zone. And part of improving your digital presence has to do with social media. And the goal with improving your digital presence and your digital footprint is hopefully connecting with people in your messages. That's a plus. The downside with connecting with people over social media and direct messages is what Trent just said. You can easily lose track of those conversations because DMs are not a CRM. So I'm going to make sure that that doesn't happen and you can actually turn those DMs into clients. And this applies not only to real estate agents, but literally any industry, anywhere. So Trent, this applies to your business as well.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I was so excited about this. And I'm sorry to jump in, like, because that's one thing we do at Social Realtor, right? Is where we take over that social media and in terms of getting the content out there for people. And then they really just forget about their socials. And then
Yeah.
there's DMs coming through, they're missing that. Or if you're someone that already gets a lot of DMs, I mean, you need a way to be able to not miss these things. So, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. So, as I was preparing for this, I knew that a big part of our business came from DMs. I just didn't know how big it was. After we I personally created an SOP for our company. So I wanted to dive into the numbers because I'm a numbers person and you should be too, or if you're not, then you should have someone on your company that is. So I went in and looked at our past 3 years of the top three sources for our business, and it is our number two source of business. Now, we don't do any lead generation, paid lead gen. So we don't have any sort of like ads being one of our sources. So our number one source is organic visits to our website. But our number two source is direct messages, which surprised me. I thought our number two source was going to be referrals. It's a close number three, but number two actually took the direct messages actually took the win there as our number two source of business, 17%. So if you're wanting to look at numbers for your business, just take a look at how many closings you have the past 3 years and then figure out, well, what's 17% of that? And then determine whether or not you want additional 17% of business and figure out if you want it to be worth it for what I'm about to show you. So I was pretty ecstatic. I knew it was a big part. I just didn't realize it was that big for our business.
Yeah, no, that's huge. Wow, cool.
So like I mentioned, social media platforms are not CRMs. You can strike up great conversations, but it's really difficult to keep track of conversations. I personally get like 50 DMs every day across all the social media platforms. Personally, I focus on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know, Trent, personally, if you work within other platforms. Do you do others as well?
Yeah, no. For me, it's mostly Instagram personally. That's one of my favorite socials. But yeah, I good to be have omnipresence. Like you said, it's kind of out taxed up, right? Like get 50 across all. But yeah, Instagram's my problem to go to.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so over the past year or two, Facebook in particular, and some in Instagram, they've added a couple of features. Like you could star a conversation, which really doesn't do anything other than to star next to it. You can add like follow up to it. You can favorite, you can flag, you can tag, but literally that's not helpful at all anyway. So these direct message platforms are not CRMs, and it's very difficult to keep track of conversations and ensure you're remembering to follow up. And there is a lot of money in your direct messages, and there's a lot of money to be made from your organic interactions that come from building your online presence. So what do? Add them to your CRM, and I'm going to show you how and how to keep track of these folks. And I personally add people to my CRM as soon as someone shows even an inkling of interest in working with me, or for you personally, like in working in real estate and buying or selling. Even if you don't have a phone number, even if you don't have an email, all you have is maybe one message and their name. This is their own personal inbox on social media, and people check their DMs even a lot more often than their email now. It's like their own coveted personal inbox, and people are addicted to social media. They check it. Like, just look at your own stats on your settings in your phone and look at your time on your apps, your social media apps, and you'll prove to yourself how much you covet and how much people covet their social media apps and their notifications and the little notification numbers, and especially the number on the message notification. People love to see and get that dopamine hit. So people definitely check their DMs, and you can treat it like a phone number, essentially, like a texting number. Just it's not, you don't have their phone number, you have their social media number, essentially. But how do you do that? How do you keep track of all of these different people? So here's the first example I'm going to show you. So on Instagram, every conversation you have, I've blacked out people's names for privacy. Every conversation that you have, every thread that you have with someone has their own unique URL. So you can only capture the unique URL on the computer. This does not exist on the app on your phone. You have to get on a desktop. So this is a screenshot from my computer. On the left-hand side of Instagram, you just click the message icon. Then you'll see all of your messages. A pro tip, which I just thought of right now and I forgot to include, make sure you check all of your folders. You've got your primary, but you'll receive message requests in general, and you'll also receive other requests in the request folder. And I didn't realize this until a couple of months in to growing my social media, that I was receiving requests from agents, aka potential clients, and I missed some opportunities there. So check all three every day. There's a lot of opportunities in all three folders. I don't know why Instagram decides who is a good potential primary message and why they decide someone else is general and why someone needs to be filtered into requests. And there might even be a fourth folder that doesn't even show up on desktop. I think there even is one that's like filtered as like potential spam, but even the potential spams are real. So I think there's actually 4 folders you need to check every day, just a side note there. But every conversation you have, each time you click it, a different URL shows up. So here's a screenshot of it, instagram.com/direct. That's the first part to indicate that this is a direct message. But then this very long number here is what's unique to each thread. So if I'm talking to this person, let's pretend this person's name's Angie, this number is different Then for this person, let's pretend this person's name is Sam. That's different for Sam. So I would consider like this person's this long number here, just consider that their phone number essentially. So each one has their own unique URL. And a side note, although I've never done this personally when I'm messaging with people, you do have the ability to call people on Instagram Messenger. There's a call button and there's also a video chat, which is pretty neat, but I've never personally used that. I don't know if you ever have, Trent. Have you
I
ever
have
used?
I haven't only talked to like a few friends, but you got a lot of ideas running through my head. Like we have a big appointment setting team, right? People that are just picking up the phones and dialing. I mean, realtors, if you have appointment setters, this is something you could get them to go do and just have them keep, keep up on this too. So, but
Yeah.
this is
Yeah. So
awesome.
we essentially treat DMs and these conversation threads as a phone number. As just another contact, another way to contact someone. In our CRM, if we got, just like you have phone number and email, now we have another one that's Instagram link, Instagram message link.
I think I'm going to put a challenge out there to anyone watching this though. And I'm going to try this too. So I'm going to put the challenge on me and my team. Let's try bringing some people through Instagram, see what happens after you've had a little bit of an interaction with them.
Yeah.
It could go really good or it could go really, really bad, but we'll find out, right?
Yeah. And then here's an example for Facebook, because we get a lot through Facebook. I'd say it's like 70% or no, 65% Facebook, and then 45 or what is it, 35% Instagram. So on Facebook, again, it has to be on computer. On the top right side of Facebook, if you click the chat button, on the very bottom of this pop-up, you have to click on See All in Messenger. That's how you're able to access the unique URL. You can't capture unique URL just from this little pop-up here. So either click See All in Messenger, or if you just go to messenger.com, that works too. Once you do that, then you get to like the full Messenger view page on Facebook, and you can grab the unique Messenger URL, just like with Instagram, except it's just facebook.com/messages/ and then that long number again is the person's unique URL to that message thread. So you can consider that their Facebook phone number essentially. And just like with Instagram, you can call someone on Facebook and you can video chat with someone. What's funny is people have called me on Facebook. I've never called someone on Facebook, but people have called me and they've video chatted me
Oh,
whenever
that's
we were in the
awesome.
middle of a conversation, and they're like, you know what, I'm just gonna call. And I've had like a impromptu appointments on Facebook right there, and I've signed someone up right there. So that's pretty
That's
funny.
cool. That's really cool.
So I'm gonna pause for a second. Oh, I think I was going to pause. Maybe the slide got removed, or maybe, okay, well, let's keep going. Maybe the pause is in a minute. Okay, so then how do you add these people to your CRM if all you have is a name and a link? How do you make sure that that link is added as if you just like a phone number or email? So I'm showing this example in the CRM Follow Up Boss as a walkthrough, but a lot of CRMs have similar capabilities. So specifically in Follow Up Boss, if you're the owner, you can only do this if you're the owner of the account. Admins, you can't do this. It's only the owner. If you click on the admin button and then click on more and custom fields, you're going to be adding a custom field to your CRM. Once you get to the custom field page, you're going to click the add custom field button, and you can call it whatever you like. We call it like FB/IG messenger link because we, again, are talking to people either on Facebook or Instagram. And we make it a text field type. And then you'll click add custom field. Once you add the custom field, you can click and drag it on the list of your custom fields to wherever you want it to show up in the order of your list of fields. And then on a leads profile, it'll show up somewhere. Again, this is the example specific to the CRM Follow Up Boss, but this can apply to other CRMs who have some sort of capability to add custom data or custom fields. It's on the left-hand side of Follow Up Boss. There's a section called Custom Fields, and depending on how you order your fields will depend how far down on the list it is. I've circled it here on this screenshot of where it is, that if it's empty and not on, you haven't inputted it on someone's profile yet.
I think everyone should take a screenshot of this one too. And yeah, I think if you're not utilizing your CRM, I hope this is a wake up call, right? How powerful your CRM can be. So you should use your and utilize your CRM like this. This is awesome. Thank you so much. All right, I just wanted to let everyone know. Take a screenshot. All right, keep going.
Yeah. So then, in a CRM like Follow Up Boss, you can add name only leads manually. So I just pretending I'm adding myself as a lead. So I add myself as a name only, Elena Kee. And in that custom field, I grab the unique URL. In this case, it's a Facebook unique URL, copy and paste it into that custom field. After you paste it, the custom field is now clickable, to where when I'm ready to follow up with the person, I just click the link and it takes me directly to that messenger thread. So even if you remember that you need to follow up with someone and the person's name on Facebook Messenger or Instagram DMs, what's frustrating is when you use the search bar, it doesn't work. It never works. Like when I know I need to talk with someone and I type in the person's name and click enter, it never pulls up that conversation. I don't know why, but the search functionality on Facebook and Instagram never works. So I love this for so many reasons, but one of them being like the search function just never works in the DMs. But the nice thing is now that you have this link, it takes you directly to that thread and it loads immediately. The search function also is very slow to load. And then I copy and paste whatever was said in that message, just like into a note, or I just manually type it in if it's a long thread. Just like if you had a phone call with someone and you had a note of what the conversation was about, or if you had an appointment with someone and you had a note of the result of the appointment, it's just as important to update your CRM about that conversation. This is an important person. You're talking to a real person. It just happens that you're talking to them on social media instead of over a phone call, instead of in an appointment. And you're going to be adding a note to your CRM so you remember and have context for whenever you open up that thread. Okay, here's the pause. So I want to pause for a second because so far what I've shared, it does sound like, or it seems like it sounds like a lot of work of remembering to manually add these people to your CRM, grabbing that link. You have to do it from your computer, pasting it manually, copying and pasting or manually typing in what your conversation was about. So you have that context. And us personally, so far, we have 767 of these people. That's what this is showing here in this report, is that we have 767 people in Follow Up Boss with either a Facebook or an Instagram DM link. But I want to remind you how much it's worth. So I'll remind you first that DMs account for 17% of our business. And DMs for us are 100% organic, produced from our growth of our digital presence through the amount of work that I've put in and our teams put in to creating content. And if you're a numbers person, I'm going to be transparent with our numbers. We have 3,000 past clients total since the inception of our business. So 17% of 3,000 is 500. Who here would like 500 more clients?
I know I do. Let's go.
Yeah. So I just wanted to pause for a second and show that. So, by the way, this is not everything. I just wanted to pause and show the worth here. Also, after I developed this process, sure, initially I was doing this manually, but after we started to build our presence and scale the business, this was not manageable for me. I'm a business owner, you're a business owner, you're wearing a lot of hats. This is not scalable. as your business grows. So I created this process, and then I created very detailed SOPs. You can just take the slideshow and it's your SOP. I created very detailed SOPs like this and passed it on to a virtual assistant to do. It's very easy, busy work. I just have my virtual assistant look at my messages 2 or 3 times a day. They have like scheduled times during the day to look, and they either add brand new people to my CRM if they're not already there. They just look at the thread first. I say, hey, look at the conversation, make sure what I'm talking about with the person actually has to do with the business. Make sure it's not just like a friend I'm messaging. And then make sure that they've shown some interest. Don't add everyone to the CRM. Make sure that they've shown some interest and they didn't say, oh no, I'm not interested. I'm not going to add those people. And they follow clear SOPs to adding them to the CRM, to the custom field, and then they copy the note. If they already exist in the CRM, then they're just updating and adding to the existing note or adding a new note of the updated conversation. But I don't do this anymore by myself. I just regularly inspect, make sure to inspect what you expect, and don't assume that the one time you send them an SOP that they just do it, no matter how good of a virtual assistant you have. I've had my virtual assistant for 2 years, but I still regularly inspect to make sure he's doing everything I want him to do. Okay. So now what? Now that you're adding these people to your CRM, how do you make sure that you're not just doing a bunch of busy work and you feel good that they're there, but you're not actually converting these people? Step 1, create what's called like a smart list. Your CRM might call it a smart filter to prompt you to reach out. Even though you only have the link, even though you don't have a phone number, even though you don't have an email, treat this like a call list, or treat this like a texting list or an email list. Depending on how large your DM list becomes, like if it becomes 700 people like ours, you may have to create several different smart lists, but initially you can just create one. So these are here are screenshots of filters I've included in our smart list. So let me break it down. One is, for example, updated more than 14 days ago. So what this means is I haven't put in a note in FollowUpBoss that of an updated conversation. So like, meaning I haven't copied and pasted from the messenger that we've spoken in the past 14 days. So it's time to follow up. I'm sorting the updated column old to new, so that I'm making sure I'm following up with people, and I'm not following up with the same people over and over again. I'm making sure I'm getting from oldest to newest. Oh, I showed this same screenshot 2 times. The Facebook and Instagram link is not empty. So I'm creating this list specific to those people that have a link. I'm only including people with stage lead A, B, C, or D. So I'm not including people that have converted into clients or are now trash, for example. I'm creating this list specific only to those who I don't have another way to communicate with them. So phone number is empty, and I actually messed up this screenshot. The email should also be empty. So this list is only for people that I have not yet created some or the other way to communicate with them. This list is solely for people I need to reach out just manually, just as if you were going to make a phone call or a text message or email manually. I need to reach out to these people manually via DM because I have no other way to reach out to them. Hope that makes sense. All right. Moving on, step 2. Be careful with this, but create a task only if the smart list is not sufficient and you need to follow up with a person on a specific day or time. The reason why I say be careful is because tasks pile on really quickly. Don't create a task for every single person. So I showed you the screenshot that I have 700 plus people with a messenger link. I don't have 700 tasks. I only have maybe 2 or 3 for the folks that I have to follow up with based on the conversation. I have to follow up with them on a very specific day that the general list doesn't make sense. So I may be talking to someone and say, hey, I have a closing coming up at the end of May. I'll be ready to work with you then after I have the funds. I need to make sure that I talk to that person and message them on that day. So that smart list doesn't make sense for just like a general follow-up. That's what I mean by only as a task for a specific day of time, if you need to. And then step 3, create a drip campaign that your virtual assistant will send manually. So I put drip in quotes because you obviously can't send a drip campaign over DM. That does not exist, nor will it ever, because then users and spammers would just completely abuse that. You have to send follow-ups manually through Messenger. For time's sake, I was going to originally show you how to create it, but we don't have time. So instead, I'm just going to let you swipe and steal this template if you use FollowUpBoss. Essentially, the way that this drip campaign works is I'm sending prompts and tasks to my virtual assistant to send these, but there are in all caps instructions for when and when not to send the messages. So it says in all caps in the note to only send this message if we haven't spoken in the past week in Follow Up Boss or on Facebook/Instagram, or the lead did not give me a time frame. So they need to go down that checklist and make sure, okay, there's no any communication over Messenger in the past 7 days. There's no communication in the CRM via phone number or email if we happen to have that now. And the lead hasn't said, hey, I need to wait until the end of May. If they said I need to wait until the end of May, I'm obviously not going to send like a follow-up message. But if all of those are true, then they're going to send this drip campaign message. So this note would populate in the lead's profile via the action plan as a script, essentially, for them to copy and paste. And then the virtual assistant will receive this task in their daily task list to send this message. So this QR code will give you a swipe and steal automation link. So when you scan this QR code, it'll open up a web page to FollowUpBoss, and it'll be a link to say, do you want to install this automation to FollowUpBoss? And you just click install, and it'll add these four initial steps in an action plan that you can use as a starting place to create your own quote drip campaign for your messages. And this is what we personally do. So I'm telling you exactly our messenger process, and we've converted people this way. And this is what we still do today for our business personally for converting people, because people forget. And so we send these drip campaign messages just over Messenger. Okay, next, you'll continue to communicate with the person over Messenger, but once you do finally receive their contact info, then that's icing on the cake. Now you can call them, now you can text them, now you can email them, but you have a bonus method to reach out to them. Now you can connect them over DM. So if they're not responsive to you over call, text, or email, now you have a fourth method to reach out to them over DM. And in fact, you have 3 methods to reach out to them over DM. Not only messaging them, but you can click the call button over DM, and you can click the video button over DM. So you basically have 6 ways to connect with someone now. This is a screenshot of an example of like how many things we have going on for someone sometimes. So the first one is the drip campaign for DMs for the virtual assistant to be prompted. This drip campaign lasts 2 years long, but the messages are very spread out. We're not aggressive at all. The next thing is like this person, we connected with them over Instagram. We ended up getting their contact information, and they booked a Zoom call with us. So that's what this is saying, like commonly is we're just sending a couple of messages prior to the appointment. But then they also, they opted in for a lead magnet. So they're on our lead magnet drip via email. And then our salesperson, because they changed the stage to hot, we're adding scripts to the lead's profile so that when they're being prompted to call through our hot smart list, they have scripts being added to the leads profile. So we have a lot going. If it feels like a lot's going on, some of it's automated, but some of it is just prompts like scripts, and some of it's just reminders for the upcoming appointment. So you can do a lot of cool things with your CRM.
I love those action plans, by the way. Like the one even that lasts 2 years long that's not super aggressive. That's amazing. Follow-ups, everything, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And we have to do all of it in order to convert people. Okay, so now I wanted to share other areas of opportunity. If you don't already get people proactively reaching out to you, or even if you do, there are ways that you can connect with people proactively. So, for example, when people follow you on Instagram and you get that fun notification that someone followed you, or people can also follow you on Facebook if you're a professional page or a business page, or people can also friend request you. It feels nice, but then what? Like, you accept the friend request, you follow them back? No, do something else with it. You can message those people proactively, and that's what I do and what we do on both my personal page and my business page. And we've converted people from this, and it doesn't feel salesy at all, especially with what we write. People are following you, people are friend requesting you for a reason. They didn't just accidentally do it. So, for example, when someone follows us on Facebook or on Instagram, I just send a very simple message. Hey, thanks for the follow. I'm curious what prompted you to follow me or follow us, depending on if they're following my personal page or my business page. And then if they're friend requesting me on Facebook, first, you need to accept the friend request in order for them to receive your message. Otherwise, it gets missed in the message request folder. So accept the friend request first, and then I just say something like, "Hi, thanks for the friend request. How can I help?" I get tons of responses back that otherwise people would have just been hiding behind the scenes, and I would have just like either followed them back or felt good I got a follow or felt good I got a friend request, and then nothing would have ever happened. And we've converted a lot of people this way just by sending this initial message to the follows or to the friend requests.
yeah, this is gold. Yeah.
Okay, another thing, and again, I don't do this anymore personally. I developed this, well, I actually stole this from Alex Hermosi, so if you don't follow him, just like follow him. He has so many nuggets. But I started doing this personally. I tested this just to make sure it was worth time, and now my virtual assistant does it. Like, it's super easy, basic, and I just have him make sure that it's not like a bot and it's a legitimate person, and now he does this instead. Um, and then what do you do when people like your posts? Do you just feel good that you got 15 likes or 50 likes on your video? Or do you actually do something with the likes? You need to actually do something with the likes. I message them. I go in, I make sure it's a legitimate person and not a bot. I make sure I haven't talked to them recently. I don't want to bombard people and message them every single time they like my post if they are liking a lot of posts. I don't want to be a spammer. I have a SOP for that. But I or my virtual assistant will go in, and anytime we get likes on a post, we will message the person. Thanks for liking my post or our post, depending on what kind of page you have. If it's just you or if it's your team, you just need to make sure you say our or my about, and then whatever the post was about. In this case, this screenshot is about a client testimonial clip. So it says, well, it was about Jessica's success with optimizing her CRM and system. Out of curiosity, what caught your attention? And we get tons of replies to that. Like, people were just liking, they would have just stayed behind the scenes. We would have never sparked a conversation. We convert a lot of those people too.
Yeah, get social. Everyone gets social.
Yes,
Sure.
get social. So that is everything I wanted to share. Hopefully you got some nuggets out of it. If you are looking for help with CRM services, that is what we do. This specific session is not what we do. I just wanted to share with you what we personally are doing in our business to grow our business, and hopefully you found value in it. But if you're looking for help with your CRM, and you're looking for help to systemize your CRM, optimize it, set up automations, drip campaigns for the people that you do end up getting emails and phone numbers, and you want a way to have a more realistic daily workflow. That is what we do all day, every day. We work for solo agents, teams, and brokerages. So you can scan that. It sends you to my link tree, and we'll be happy to connect. So that is,
Everyone scan this, like get involved. Like Elena, this is amazing what you showed today. Like, because like I gotta say, even our coaches here at 100K Video Club, some of them also have used your services, and so I was really excited to get you in here and talk to everyone. What you told me about how you can really turn your DMs into something like really precious here, because I was like, we got to get you in here too. So everyone really scan that, just even get connected with Elena here and follow her content. She'll teach you a lot of great stuff. Um, and I'm really excited for seeing how many agents actually utilize this, because when you're doing social content, you can't just forget about your socials, right? We're trying to get conversations from that, and everything you've shown here is really going to really accelerate your efforts. So that's awesome.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and on that link tree, there's also links to my social media. Feel free to follow me or subscribe on YouTube, and I'm posting tips all day, every day, that you're happy to swipe and steal too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us, coming in here, and thanks so much for coming out. Sorry, I should say. And yeah, I loved every minute of this. So if anyone wants to get a hold of you again, they can scan that. Also, Elena, you're in the group chat here, so if someone has a question on how to get connected again, I'll always point you back to how to connect with her. And yeah, end it there.